What is going on, YouTube world? What is going on, everybody outside the YouTube world? It is I, your Conquistadork Javier, coming at you with another episode of our collection tea time, where we grab our drinks, grab our cups of tea, and we grab our collection and go through our comic books, because that's what we like to do most. Talk about comic books and enjoy the time we share talking about comic books. Doing a little thing, having a little bit of music playing in the background. Hopefully it's not too distracting. Let me know how you like it in the chat. You guys are listening to a track by one of my best friends, one of my homies. You can search him on Spotify, check out his music, search Baby Sage, Babyssage, Baby Sage, and you can hear some nice lo-fi electronic hip-hop tracks, 80s infused goodness. But down to what we are here for. Thank you for joining us in this episode, joining and hanging out with the Conquistadorks. It is summertime, so I am going to show off a little bit of my, summer themed comics, as well as some X-Men randoms, some indie randoms that I have, and we'll also be talking about Donny Cates and how great of a writer he is, and how good, what he's doing for the Marvel comic book industry and how good his continuity is. But kicking it off, we have this Harley Quinn Frank Cho summer comic book. She's here swinging on the swing set. I love these Frank Cho inked covers. They're so nice. He does quite a few of them. He does some of course colored versions, but these inked line variants are so nice. Moving on. One of my favorite covers. This is the icon for the Conquistador channel right now. We have Gwenpool doing her thing. Civil War II variant. These are some of my favorite variants that I own that I just wanted to show off before we kick off this collection tea time. Uncanny Inhumans, the Phoenix, Jean Grey on the cover. Amazing colors on this. This is a Death of X variant. Here we have a Catwoman variant. This is a Virgin variant by Joshua Middleton. He was famous for doing a lot of the back row covers, but he did come out with this Catwoman Virgin variant. It was a 3 set. One of them was a variant. One of them was minimal trade dress. The other one was just black and white. This is such a nice Catwoman. This is for the Batman 50th issue, where Batman was going to marry Catwoman, where Bruce Wayne was going to tie the knot with Selina Kyle. This infamous Tom King run. Gwenpool's Secret Wars. This is Secret Wars number 2. They did a whole bunch of variants. They did a lot of Gwenpool variants, Gwen Stacy variants. Love me some Gwenpool. And of course, this is a hot book. Hot cover. In the theme of summer, gotta show off some summer themed books. Here we have Street Fighter Summer Sports Special. This is a homage cover to the race between Superman and the Flash. Here we have Chun-Li on the cover. Nice little Street Fighter goodness. Street Fighter Summer Sports Special. This is another variant. Cammy on the cover. A little volleyball action going on. Beach volleyball action going on. And another Chun-Li cover. Strongest striker in the world. Showing off these summer themed covers. Love this. Chun-Li's awesome. And Street Fighter, they do these themed covers every now and then. We all know MCU just announced a huge lineup of movies that are coming out. Here we have some Eternals covers, some Eternals books that I've picked up in the past. This is Eternals #1, but this is the variant to it. You have some of the Eternals characters on there in the front cover. This is the later, newer series. But I also have the Eternals #1 of the original, I believe it was the around the 70s series. Eternals #1. And we have Eternals Annual, the king size annual. I don't know too much about Eternals. I know they're a cosmic band of superheroes. So I'm really excited what the MCU is going to be doing with them, throwing them into the cinematic universe. I wonder if they're going to be taking some ideas from the comics or doing their own spin on it. It will be interesting, but check out that spec value on some of those Eternals books. It's definitely going to go up. Before we move on to Mr. Donny Cates, I'd like to show off a little bit of random goodies for our collection tea time. I have with me today some half and half iced tea, half lemonade. Got to keep it a little bit chilled for summer. You know how it is. Some random X-Men goodies that I have yet to organize. X-Men Legacy, Age of X. This is number 245. Number 246. These are some amazing covers. X-Men goes through a lot of different events, and Age of X was one of them where they kind of got sent to this alternate timeline where the X-Men were almost extinct to the point where they had to figure out what was going on. They were all separated. They all to come back to and band together again. X-Men Legacy number 266. And we jumped into the Avengers versus X-Men event the crossover event that was going on in Marvel during the time. Here we have She-Hulk and Rogue duking it out on the front cover. Awesome, awesome cover. X-Men Legacy 267. Again with the Avengers versus X-Men event going on. Here we have some of the X-Men characters and Avengers characters going at it. Moon Knight versus Gambit, She-Hulk, Iron Man versus Rogue. You have some flyers going on in the background. X-Men Blue #1. This was the reboot where they split up all the teams into they split up all the characters into different teams and kind of color coordinated those teams. There was X-Men Blue, X-Men Red, X-Men Gold that also came out. This is #1, but this is the second printing. I know that the first printing got a little bit of a spike. There was some interior dialogue that was kind of controversial that gave this book a little bit of a jump on the spike value. But this is the X-Men Gold second printing. Some earlier X-Men stuff. Moving on to some earlier X-Men stuff, I should say. X-Men The Search for Cyclops. Little mini-series action. This is an awesome cover right here. X-Men versus Dracula. Mutants versus monsters. You have Lord Dracula in the back, and then Storm with some vampire fangs. And the team just trying to figure out what to do as they duke it out against this new villain. I love when the X-Men fight vampires. It's such a cool confrontation that they have. Age of Apocalypse. This was, I believe it was the 10th anniversary of Age of Apocalypse, and they decided to do a little bit of a reboot, a little bit of a retelling, modern edge on it. That's #1 of 6. This is #2 of 6. 6-issue miniseries. And they also came out with a one-shot. Age of Apocalypse, of course, brings in the villain Apocalypse. And yeah, enough said. X-Men Shadow and Flame Kitty Pryde. This was a 5-issue limited series that came out. Issues #1 and 2. X-Men 198. Believe this is #1. This is #2. These this was another mini series, a limited series of 5 issues. Had to do with some, I guess you can call it, outcast group of mutants. All the covers kind of have this same old propaganda-esque posters. very red, very black, very white, you know, showing off this kind of like X-Men mutant propaganda. What up, Biggie Shaq? Thanks for joining the chat. Glad to have you here. X-Men 198, number 4. Just showing off some random books, some random X-Men stuff that I haven't organized. That's just been kind of been sitting here in this long box for some time. I haven't flipped through it in quite a bit of time, so just going back through it and seeing what's in there. Still following the same theme for these X-Men 198 covers. What up, Bear Island Comics? Thanks for joining. And then this X-Men 198 files. These, a lot of this like X-Men stuff I was able to pick up in some dollar sales that were going on. That's why I have like a lot of just these unfinished limited series that weren't super popular. But one issue, or I should say one series of X-Men that I love. I am a very big fan of this series that came out. And I don't have issue number. I know I have issue number 1 somewhere in this box. But X-Men Phoenix End Song. This was a 5-issue limited series by Greg Pak, Greg Land, and Matt Ryan. Show off the variant cover of number 2. X-Men Phoenix End Song. This is like obviously a Phoenix story. Jean Grey gets overtaken by the Phoenix. Here you see her in her red Phoenix costume. The X-Men have to figure out what they're going to do when Jean gets taken over. And just the ending, or what Wolverine has to do to save the world. It's very emotional. And it's one of the reasons why I love Wolverine as a character. This X-Men Phoenix End Song run was so good. If you guys haven't read it, you should pick it up. It's only 5 issues. Very good storytelling. Very good X-Men mini arc. They also came out with a X-Men Phoenix War Song, which wasn't as good, but was still good. This I bought as a bundle. It's still in the bundle pack. One of the recent things that I read this past week was Silver Surfer Black, and we did an episode on the 90MF Comics YouTube where Mr. Chad did an unboxing, an AOK unboxing from Caleb Comic Book Smurf. And it was like a Donny Cates lot. And we kind of talked about Donny Cates a little bit, but I wanted to take this time to talk about Donny Cates. He's not only is he an amazing writer, but he has just such great continuity, and I think that's why I like him as a writer so much, is because he's able to create a universe within these characters, and they're not just tied into one story. It crosses over multiple of his different character storylines, and it crosses over into the greater universe of Marvel. And he's been able to do such an amazing job at expanding this universe for Marvel and making it cohesive, where you understand the past, present, and future of the events that are going on and the events that he's creating. And he's doing a very good job, and you can tell he's taking a lot of time to map all of these things out. This Silver Surfer Black, this Silver Surfer Black is not in a Mylar. It's just they use Silver Age bags and boards, so they make it pop and shine a little bit more. But this Silver Surfer Black number 2 was so good. There is a battle sequence in here. The battle sequence pretty much takes it pretty much takes up the biggest chunk of the book. But even in the beginning, where Noel starts to fight Silver Surfer, and I'll just show this off for a little bit, you can see here the artist Tradmore and Donny Cates. They're doing a very good job to try and keep everything in a timeline, I guess you can say. But if you really paid close attention to these 2 pages of the issue, you can see how each panel is almost like there's no delay. There's almost like no delay in between the panels, where each panel takes place like a second right after the previous panel. And you just have like this planet that Silver Surfer has landed on, this dying star that he calls it. It's pretty much alive, and you can see here Noel is even using the planet to shoot out purple cannons and shoot out like these like purple rays at Silver Surfer. And it's just insane how everything is just flowing so well. As you continue on into the issue, you have a moment where Noel is flying on this dragon, and he's chasing after the Silver Surfer. The Silver Surfer is able to kind of blast the dragon away, and you see Noel falling. You see Noel falling from the abyss into the unknown. And when I read this issue, there was a lot of things that came into my head where I was just like, wow, Donny Cates is doing some things that are pretty groundbreaking, you know? He's showing us how he's tying Jason Aaron's run of Thor, and how the Necro Sword was first introduced in that series. And he's pretty much, I don't know for sure because this is we haven't seen anything after this, but you can only imagine how during the dawn of time when Silver Surfer and Null fought, and Silver Surfer sort of defeated Null, and now Null is just falling endlessly into the unknown, that he could have potentially, this would have been the point in time or the point in Marvel history where Null fell into this planet with the Necrosword and got the Necrosword stolen from him. So, yeah, wow. I mean, what Donny Cates is doing with this Silver Surfer Black run, what he's doing with this Venom run, it's amazing. I just wanted to show off a little bit of some Donny Cates goodness that I have. Starting off with some God Country. I don't have the full run, and I actually haven't read God Country, but I do have some issues. Of course, once I did find out that Donny Cates did write God Country, I started hunting out for it, and this number 2 I was able to actually find in a dollar sale. It was like a tent sale that my comic book shop was doing, and this was just laying in one of the boxes randomly. I was able to scoop this up. God Country number 4. Thanks, Bear Island. Thanks for chilling in the chat. Appreciate you. God Country number 6. These are all cover A's. This number 6 I was able to find at a Books A Million. It was a Books A Million that was inside of a mall, and that Books A Million carries comics. They I guess they order comics to like just have for sale in their store, and they had this one, and I managed to scoop this up. Never know where you're gonna find some comics, that's for sure. Paybacks number 1. Another indie Donny Cates series. Of course, Cosmic Ghost Rider, the lovable character that Donny Cates created and graced us with. I just have these A covers. Nothing too crazy. I didn't pick up variants or anything like that. Cosmic Ghost Rider number 2. Number 3. Number 4 with baby Thanos on the cover. I don't know if he's, and that's one of the things that worried me too, because the Venom run was so good for those first 5 issues, and then it started to slow down. I know a lot of people were like, they enjoyed the Dylan stuff that Donny Cates was throwing in. I loved the Venom stuff when Miles Morales was in there, and Miles Morales was teaming up with Venom, and they were battling this symbiote dragon, and then they threw in the Collector, the evil version of Mr. Fantastic. Sorry, not the Collector, whatever they call him, I forget his name, but yeah. And then it kind of started to slow down a bit. They stopped talking about this evil cabal that was like trying to search for Venom, and that's what I'm kind of interested. Then Donny Cates kind of throwing back at us like this evil cabal, like that's interested in this divine power that Venom can tap into. But yeah, man, I really hope Cates doesn't get burnt out. I don't think he will. I think he has a lot of ideas, and I think he's planning, like he's constantly planning for change. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, Jason Aaron is still writing. Jason Aaron is still killing it. You know, we still have all these kind of older guys that are still writing and killing it. So we can only hope that he doesn't get burnt out. What's up, Caleb Comics, Smurf Murphy? Yeah, Biggie. That was quick, man. Speeding over there. No, I'm just kidding. Cosmic Ghost Rider destroys Marvel Universe. This is a variant. This isn't written by Donny Cates, but of course it has to do with his character. Cosmic Ghost Rider. Cosmic Ghost Rider number 2. Cosmic Ghost Rider destroys Marvel history number 2, I should say. This is another variant with Spidey on the cover. Number 3, A cover. Number 4, this is a B cover with Cap. This is an awesome cover with Cap and Cosmic Ghost Rider on the motorcycle. And number 5. Death of Inhumans, another great Donny Cates superhero run. This is signed by the man himself. I was able to get this signed at MegaCon when he was up there in Orlando. Number 2. This was such a good run. They introduced a new Inhuman villain, Vox, which was kind of like the opposite incarnation of Black Bolt. Black Bolt can't talk. He can't use his voice, or else he would create massive amounts of destruction. Vox, on the other hand, is a play on words. It's a pun for vocals, you know, using your vocal cords, being able to communicate. And brutal comic series where Black Bolt gets his throat sliced, he gets his vocal cord surgically removed, and then his neck stitched back up. But what does Black Bolt do? We all know what Black Bolt does. Get some nasty revenge on the Kree. And I love how, of course, his voice is his weapon, but what's his ammunition? And he just starts reading off a list of names, the names of the people that died in the Kree attack. So all the Inhumans that were killed and slaughtered by the Kree, Black Bolt created a list of all their names, memorized all their names, and he used that as his ammunition against the Kree. Awesome. Guardians of the Galaxy, another amazing run by Donny Cates where this continuity is just on point. It's taking what happened in the events of Infinity Warps and Infinity Wars, and how Gamora was able to behead Thanos and reintroduce the stones into the universe, the Marvel universe again. But in the aftermath of Thanos' death, there is a galactic summon, if you will, and all these cosmic heroes join at the helm of Eros, Thanos' brother. And Eros has informed these cosmic heroes that although Thanos is dead, he, as his last dying wish, he wanted to implant his consciousness and his soul into a random person, an unknown person, and that freaks out the heroes. And of course, they go and hunt Gamora, who they think, who they assume is going to become the next Thanos, who will, Thanos implanted his memories into. But as you keep reading, we find out that it's not. And just the continuity in this series of the Guardians of the Galaxy and how it ties in with all the other stories in the Marvel history or in the Marvel universe that's going on right now. So good. Yeah, Biggie, I'm in a band with me and 90. We play a lot of music together. We used to play a lot of music in the past. We used to play a lot more music in the past, but we still play every now and then. Guardians of the Galaxy, annual number 1. What's up, boy who had 7? That's right, I am Chad's homie. I believe you're talking about Chad 90MF Comics. But yeah. We used to be in a band together 90 miles from Cuba. And then, things happened. And then 90 miles from Cuba turned into 90 miles from comics. And me and Chad have since then kept in touch. We still play music together, but we have also found a new hobby and a new interest, and that is comics. Well, I've been collecting comics for a while, and you can ask him. He can tell you, but he says that I got him turned into comics, and I guess that's my fault for doing that. But I did give him when Harley Quinn's Black Book, when that event was going on, and they were putting variants and polybags and blacking out the polybags, so you didn't know which variant you were gonna get, and it was like a mystery variant. I picked up one of those, and it was Chad's birthday, so I was like, hey, what better of a gift to give him than a comic? And I gave him a Batman comic because I knew Batman was his favorite character. I knew he loved Batman, and he was always kind of interested in comics, but didn't really know where to start. So I was like, hey man, here's this Batman issue. If you're interested in reading more, you should definitely check out Scott Snyder's Batman New 52 run. That's probably it was the thing that was the most current at the time, and it was a perfect jumping on point for any new reader. And I guess, yeah, YouTube wouldn't be 90 without Javi. So, but yeah, man, it's I'm blessed having him as a friend and being able to share that experience with him, and him just upping the ante and then taking that love for comics into a whole nother level. And I just collect comics. I wouldn't be doing any of this live stream stuff without him. So it's very cyclical. The love is very reciprocating between not just us, but everybody in the YouTube comic book community. I try to give comics as gifts, either the cover. It's usually because of the cover art. There is a hilarious, I don't know if you guys have seen the meme. It's an old meme with the aliens guy, and he's like, aliens, aliens, and his hair is all messed up. But there was an homage to that. It was a Deadpool variant cover, and he's in that pose, and it's the same meme except it's Deadpool, and he's like, tacos. I'm gonna see, maybe I can find it over here on the internet. But I found that as I found that variant in a shop one time, and I said, hey man, this would be a great gift for one of my buddies. And like I said, I try to give comic books as gifts. It's one of the best gifts to have, or to like receive a comic book. One, if you're not a collector, you're probably never gonna go out and buy a comic book, so it's something that you don't really expect to receive as a gift. So that's really exciting for people. And two, if you really personalize it, yeah, people are gonna love it. And here I found this issue. Let me see if I can pull it up on the OBS after some clicking. This awesome, hilarious Deadpool cover. What's up, Just a Rican Comics? Just a Rican and his comics. What's going on, man? Hey, I'm taking a trip to Puerto Rico soon, sometime in September, so I'll be hitting some of the comic shops over there in Puerto Rico, doing some hunting. I know there's quite a few. I don't know exactly where. I know there's one in the mall, but yeah, I'll be doing some hunting in Puerto Rico sometime during September. I'll be going over there. But yeah, man, look at this hilarious because space tacos. Show them the silver caps you got. I gotta get them. I'm only set up for what I'm showing today, but I have a couple Silver Age caps. I'll probably show them off once I get a bit more in the collection. And yeah, what better of a place to start reading than the New 52 Batman run? And not only that, but you pick up the trade, right? Because you want to read all the issues like as soon as you can. So you pick up the trade, and then you start picking up the second trade, and you're like, oh man, this is so good. I want the single issues. And then not only that, but I got Chad reading Batman New 52, and yes, that was a great place to start, but I guess it was also a kind of a, I don't want to say bad, but a tricky spot to start, because now he's wanting to find all these New 52 issues. And he's trying to find Batman New 52 number 1, Batman New 52 number 2, and those are hot books to find. And that makes, that starts turning you not into just a comic book reader, but now you're a collector. Now you're a hunter. Now you're looking out for the spec on some books, and just that kind of just blew up. And like I said, he kind of just took that and brought it to another higher level. And that's what we do as comic book fans and comic book readers. We enjoy what we like, and we go out and hunt and look for what we love. And yes, they even have the hair on that Deadpool cover. Who else we have in here? Bake the Snake, Boy Who Had 7, what up? Immortal Biggie Shack, Caleb, Comic Smurf Murphy. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. Show off a couple more books of this Donny Cates Venom run. This is Venom number 3, signed by Donny Cates and Stegman. I got 2 issues of this, luckily. Venom number 3. I also have the variant version, Venom number 3, also signed by Stegman and Mr. Cates himself. Venom number 4, A cover. Number 5, A cover. I love this cover. Venom with wings. Who would have ever thought Venom would grow wings. What? Enough said. Enough said. Venom number 6. Yeah, I got 3 of them. I think I think maybe Chad or somebody else needed one, and I started picking up number 3s, and I got one for Chad, and I think I picked up an extra one for myself. That's how I scooped up an extra one. Venom number 7, signed by Stegman and Cates. This is not the secret variant, but it's the first appearance of Damien, I believe. I usually get the A cover unless it's a character that I really enjoy on the B cover. So I picked up some B covers for like the Cosmic Ghost Rider stuff and things like that. Oh wow, you got that, the Virgin. Oh man, that is, yeah. You did show that off, I think, for that one episode. But if you didn't, man, I need to see that book. That Virgin with Venom with wings Virgin. That's awesome. Oh, I 2 number 8s as well. That's a surprise. Number 9 with the Venom symbiote dog. Number 10. You're crashing the South Florida party. Boy who had 7. Man, this was, as you can see, I have over here Conquistadorks Summer Special, right? Let me put Conquistadorks Summer Special. And at about 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock, around that time, somewhere between 2 and 3, it just started to pour. It started to pour down and pour down hard. I was going to do a stream earlier, but like I had lightning coming into my, like the sound from the lightning from outside was getting picked up from the mic. It was pouring like crazy outside. But hey, that's summer in Florida, man. Summer rains. You can never predict them. I think that was a double D from Ed, and Eddie. But yeah, man, it was super sunny the afternoon time, about 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock. It just started to pour down rain, pour down. It's cleared up a little bit now. It's not raining right now, but it's still a little bit gray. Getting ready for the nighttime. Venom number 11, and I also was so grateful to my friend Chris from Mad Cave Studios for picking this Venom number 11 Watchmen homage. Such a nice cover. We all know that when Venom first came out, there was the running joke between Donny Cates and his fans that that Venom was better than Watchmen. That was the running joke. Venom was better than Watchmen, and Donny Cates got to meet Alan Moore, and they got to have a little bit of fun discussing that. But it's funny how that running joke actually became into a variant cover, and they actually did an homage for Venom number 11, an homage for the Watchmen series. Here you have like the Venom in the shape of the button, the infamous or the famous Watchmen button. Venom number 12. Venom number 13. Donny Cates took a little bit of break from writing Venom, and Cullen Bunn took over. Stegman is hilarious on social media. Stegman, I believe they started doing a podcast. So if you're into podcasts, I believe Stegman has his own podcast now. Yeah, they're great guys. Super, super chill, super cool guys. Venom number 14. And Stegman is an amazing artist. Oh, man. These first couple of Venom runs, or first couple of Venom issues, where Miles Morales was in here, and Miles Morales was teaming up with Venom, and they were fighting the symbiote dragon. Those issues were so good. The art style was so good. Venom number 15. This is the one with the carnage-ized, I guess you can say secret variant, where you have the Carnage on the title. The more recent runs, Venom number 16. This is a cool variant that I picked up for the Venom annual. Yeah, I think Stegman does my favorite Venom too. There's just something about it. Like, it's just something about it. The detail that he puts into it. Yeah, and I think it's very reminiscent of the classic 90s style. Yeah. The web, just the way he kind of like arches over. Check out this variant for Web of Carnage. Carnage Born. Oh, is that who it is? Caleb with the comic knowledge. I did not know that was Bill. I'm gonna have to look up how to say his last name. Web of Venom, Carnage Born, another cool variant. Web of Venom, Cult of Carnage, another cool variant. This was just a one shot, but this Web of Venom, where it kind of takes place in the Vietnam War, Wolverine and Nick Fury get tasked to go to Vietnam, and they come across, I guess, the first incarnations, or one of the first incarnations of the government using the Venom symbiote as a experiment, as a test weapon, as an experiment, pretty much, as one of something that they could use as an experiment for war. And Nick Fury and Wolverine, they go out to Vietnam. This is an awesome one shot. I don't know if this Venom was a miniseries. I know that when I tried to look for more issues, I couldn't find any. But it was a Donny Cates tie-in that had to do, kind of answered some questions of the earlier Venom issues, when like Venom number 1, 2, 3, 4, like when those books were coming out. But yeah, this was a cool story. We saw Wolverine get to duke it out with Nick Fury and fight some early incarnations of the Venom symbiote. That's pretty much it for my Donny Cates stuff. I do have the Tomahawk magazine size book that he came out with. I think this was like a creative team type of thing, though. I haven't read A Tomahawk. I keep it out because I keep telling myself that I'm gonna read it, and then I just start reading newer things. But nonetheless, some Donny Cates goodness. Let me see here. Don't want to miss anything. Oh, of course. How could I forget this? As I close off the show, I would like to say thank you so much for everybody in the chat for hanging out and for sticking around until the end. Thank you for keeping the chat lit, keeping the chat live, and for coming and hanging out and just enjoying what I have to show off here in my collection. I hope you guys had some nice, we're sipping on something nice while I was doing my thing. Thank you again. And as I close off the show, I would just like to say that the Conquistadorks are doing a 100 subscriber giveaway. That's right, 100 subscriber giveaway. We are about half of the way there. I'd like to give a special thanks to some of my most recent subscribers: Lady Fantastic, Boatwright Family and Comics, Comics for Thomas, Unruly Simeon, Knights of the Old, JP's Budget Collecting, Jeffrey Comic Con Henson, D-Runk Comics, The Gray Man. Thank you so much for the recent subscribes. Everybody in the chat that's already subscribed to me, thank you so much for subscribing in the past. You guys are already entered into the 100 subscriber giveaway. Just a little bit of a preview of what's going to be inside the giveaway. Just hit that subscribe button, share with your friends, share with your comic book lovers, all the people that you know that like collecting, all the people that you know that enjoy comic books and would like to get some free goodies. But this Battle Cat sneak preview number 1 will be throwing in there. Death of X variant. This is Death of X number 2, the variant with Medusa and Lockjaw on the cover. Kind of stomping down on the Blue Boy Beast himself. Also throwing in some keys in the 100 subscriber giveaway, because what would a giveaway be without some keys? Darth Vader number 3, first appearance of Afra. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to the Conquistadork channel. So if you're subscribed to the Conquistadork channel, you are already entered in the giveaway. Don't worry, your name's already in the list. I've already input you on there if you have already subscribed to the Conquistadork channel. If you have already done so in the past, you are entered into the giveaway. Now, there is a second chance that you can be entered in the giveaway. So you can enter twice. I don't know if that makes sense. You can have 2 chances to win. So your name will be input a second time if you go on Instagram and you go to RKC_comic_art and you go follow his Instagram page. So if you go follow my good friend Ryan Cook's Instagram page, you will be entered into the giveaway a second time. So you will pretty much double your chances to win the giveaway, the free giveaway. And since I am collabing with RKC Comic Art, my good friend Ryan Cook, since I am collaborating with his amazing artistry skills, he will be throwing a free print into the mix. He will be throwing a free print into the mix of comic books. So there will be a free print, and there will be a lot of about 10 to 15 comic books. So you have your first appearance of Afra in here. Now I'm also, these are, I haven't teased these out yet, but there will also be a Civil War 2 number 3 in there. This is still polybagged, so this is bagged and boarded, but inside in here it's still polybagged. So it hasn't been opened. Civil War 3 variant. That will also be in the giveaway. And Civil War 2 number 3, this issue is I believe this is the issue where Hawkeye shoots immortal, or Hawkeye shoots Hulk and Hulk becomes immortal from there on forward. So Civil War 2 number 3. And if you guys are still in the chat, an Immortal Hulk number 3 will be in the free giveaway for the 100 subscriber contest the Conquistadorks is given. That's right. You have a Death of Hulk, and then you also have an Immortal Hulk number 3. Enough said, guys. Enough said. Search Conquistadorks on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button for a chance to enter, or for a entry into a chance to win this free comic book lot. And for a second entry, go to RKC Comic Art on Instagram and go follow his page. That's right, Biggie. I am throwing down. We are throwing down. We're going in hard for our first giveaway. Conquistadorks' first giveaway will include Immortal Hulk number 3. Am I crazy for doing it? Who knows? But somebody lucky will be getting this Immortal Hulk number 3. Thank you guys so much again in the chat for hanging out. Check out for some future videos. Check out for some future collection tea time. And if you guys haven't done so, make sure you pick up your first 3 issues of Welcome Back, Frank. If you guys haven't read this, Oprah Boys Book Club on the Conquistadork channel, we will be talking about this amazing Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon run. Go pick up the first 3 issues of the Punisher series, Welcome Back, Frank. We will be discussing it in Oprah Boys Book Club. Thank you guys again. Biggie Shack, Bake the Snake, Caleb Comic Smurf Murphy, Boy Who Had 7, Bear Island Comics, Just a Rican. Thanks for hanging out with the Conquistadorks. I am your Conquistador Javier. Peace out.